Alright, so Formula One cars have been upgraded just like every year they do, but what's the difference? From the previous year, what has changed and what are the improvements? All of these questions will be answered in this video.
To another level. Let's go
The 2022 F1 cars have chosen a path that is sleeker and more aerodynamic, not by just numbers but with appearance. This is one of the major advantages that you are going to see in the whole design of 2022 cars. In this video, I am going to talk about 10 key differences between 2021 and 2022 Formula One cars. So let's begin. So the number one thing is the front wing. As you can see, the previous one looks like Megatron.
Scheduled contact is ID'd and cleared.
The new one looks like the jet version of Megatron. More sleek, clean, and for those smooth airflow. Or is it the only case? I don't think so. The previous year's car wings were extremely sensitive and they disrupted the airflow of the car in such a way that harmed the driver who was behind the car or who was following the car. However, the new design is less sensitive to aerodynamics and it does not disturb the airflow of the driver who is trying to pass you, making it more neutral. The materials, as the F1 says, are different too, and if they are different, we expect them to be more light yet stronger. While developing these new wings, they encountered a major problem called the Y250 vortex. It's made by these inner tips of the wing and it disturbed the airflow of pretty much everything that was behind. But the new wing doesn't have these tips, so no freaking vortexes. So drivers can march forward. The second thing are the wheels. Yeah, as we all know, except the people who don't know a bit about Formula One, F1 cars used 13 inches wheels, but that is going to change. They are now going to use 17 inches wheels, but wait, isn't that going to increase the weight of the car and make it heavier? And the engine would have to put more horsepower to spin the extra weight? Hold your horses. Let me explain. The 2021 Formula One approach is neutral and that is going to reflect in every aspect of the car. I agree they will be heavier than before, but they are going to be more aerodynamic. They will need more horses from the engine, but they will also be much faster than 13 inches. The overwheel winglets not only make the wheels aerodynamic, but also restrict the teams to make changes to the tires to stop the upgrades from the teams. The new wing again is much sleek and curvy.
Surströmming pasta. We're gonna cook surströmming. Stop crazy as me. I know I'm hot. What the fuck? Control yourself.
The similarity between old and new are the movable flaps that are connected with DRS, which is the drag reduction system that is still used in the 2022 cars. New wings have a much simpler design than the old one, which is straight and has a very complicated design. The new wing directs the airflow not only upwards but also outwards rather than sending it straight into the driver who's trying so hard to pass you, making it more neutral. It is placed in a way that creates a rotational airflow that collects the rear wheel wake and rolls it into the flow exiting the diffuser. After that, this wear is thrown high above the car, letting the following car to drive through, who is now thinking to let you win this race. Take a close look. I know you may not see it, but if you did, thumbs up for you. If not, let me explain. You can clearly see the difference, and the biggest difference is the area where they stick barge boards. The cooling exit louses, which were banned in 2008, are coming back in 2022. Teams are allowed it to tune as they want. The ground effect has come back in 2022, but it was outlawed in 1982.
Wait a minute!
What is the ground effect in the first place? The new cars don't have fully made tunnels in the floor. In simple words, a design that is similar to the tunnels beneath the floor but also allows the car to generate enough downforce through the ground effect, just not that much as the 1982 cars. Alright, straight to the facts. We all know F1 cars are extremely light, yet insanely powerful. And the new car weighs 5% more than the previous version, 750 kilograms to 790 kilograms. The new wheel weighs 14 kilograms. I mean, this is the heaviest component to increase the weight, but it's worth it. F1 also claims that these tires are more heat resistant, which is a good thing when you brake so hard that the gravity forces wanna throw you out of the car. So, more sustainable fuel. We all know that F1 cars don't run on premium petrol or NOS. F1 cars use biofuel, not completely. Up until now, they used 5.75% of biofuel, but in new cars, this ratio is going to rise up to 10%. This is going to happen because of a fuel named E10. As the F1 claims, E means ethanol and 10 is 10% of the mixture. It has become more safer. Safety has always been an issue in these races for drivers. A slight mistake can kill the driver or anyone on the track because a car going over 300 km/h can act like an asteroid when it hits someone. This is why 2022 cars need to be safer, and they now have to absorb 48% energy of the impact in the front side and 15% in the back at the time of the crash. Thankfully, at the time of the crash, the cars will be broken down into two sections.
The guy was texting, or the Lamborghini as well. Okay, he's going.
One contains the driver and the front, and the other section will be the drivetrain, including the fuel tank, without exposing it. That's a huge improvement. 7,500 simulations. Yes, you heard me right. Before they can run on track, the cars have to run in simulations for over 7,500 times. Not only this, but they have run in the wind tunnels to see the effects of wind on the car for more than 100 hours. When I made this model of SR71 Blackbird and rendered animation, do you know how long it took me? The point is, in order to run simulation at this scale, you need processing power. A power that is only in the fantasy of a gamer. And they don't make mistakes like a gamer whips his aim. They claim if the simulation were to be run on an i9 Intel latest gen processor, it would take 491 years to be completed. But they had the budget, or maybe a supercomputer, who knows. In Formula 1, you need this kind of precision, and there is no room for errors, because if there is an error, there will be deaths on the track.